Tonight on CTV News, paying for water. The council puts the controversial proposal back on the table. Good news for the New Brighton community, and we're in Sydenham, where its art scene is flourishing.
Broadcasting across Canterbury, from the CTV studio, this is First at 5.
Good evening. 4 people are in hospital after a 4-vehicle smash in South Canterbury. Police say a truck appears to have rear-ended the cars which were waiting temporary traffic lights between Ashburton and Timaru. The driver of the first car has been taken to hospital with moderate injuries, while the female driver and 2 children in the second car have minor injuries. The serious crash unit is investigating. Well, to the day's big story, would you bother paying for your own water if you had to help the Christchurch City Council out? Well, it's a debate back on the table again and has the backing of city leaders. Here's Emma Cropper.
Leaving the tap running while brushing your teeth could soon be costing you. As part of a nationwide discussion paper, the Christchurch City Council is considering charging residents for water use.
Well, I suppose it does have merit in that we would definitely, like electricity, all be watching how much we use. But I think that the rates are so high, I think a lot of families will have trouble finding more money to pay. I mean, kids still have to wash, kids still have to shower, laundry still has to be done, and to me, I don't see what's the difference in that to raising your rates.
I don't know, water should be free. You shouldn't have to pay for it.
Oh, not good for me, but every other town does it, don't they? So probably bound to happen.
No, I don't like that either, but it's something we've got to live with. Water's a scarce commodity these days, so we've got to look after it. So maybe if people pay for it, they might look after it a bit better.
Christchurch Mayor Leanne Dalzell says it's up to the public whether it will go ahead.
I want us to have a public discussion about it, but I think what people think is that we've put it in our financial strategy, that we're going to introduce it, but we're not. We're actually asking the people of Christchurch, what do they think of it?
The council is facing a shortfall of $1.2 billion. With the soaring cost of infrastructure, local government New Zealand is asking councils to suggest user-pay services and higher rates.
This is a nationwide discussion document that's been prepared by local government New Zealand, and we've already signalled that this will be a discussion point in our consultation document. So the actual financial strategy that we're going out with doesn't include water charging, but it is something that we're raising in the discussion document so that we can get a flavour of how people feel about it. My view around charging for water is not so much for the fundraising aspects or the revenue aspects. It's actually about water conservation, and if people are charged for the water that they use, they think very carefully about whether they leave the tap running while they're cleaning their teeth. Only if they are for the purposes of conservation and efficiency, and if the people of Christchurch want them.
It will be raised by council as part of its discussion document for their financial strategy. Emma Cropper, CTV News.
And it was Christchurch Mayor Leanne Dalzell speaking to me on News Talk ZB this morning on 100.1 FM. Well, Christchurch Police believe 2 aggravated robberies in Aranui are connected, where hammers were used as the weapon of choice. At 7:30 this morning, a man was chased by a Hampshire Street dairy owner after stealing cash and tobacco. Again, a hammer. At 5:40 on Saturday evening, police say 2 men robbed a dairy on the corner of Breezes and Pages Road, stealing cash and tobacco armed with a hammer. Police believe the robberies are linked after a same vehicle was seen at both locations. A man involved in at least one of the incidents is described as Maori of heavy build in his mid-20s. Wilding Park is set for even more post-quake development. The tennis centre in Avonside continues to grow with more courts being built.
Wilding Park could be set for further development as they plan for a 3rd phase of rebuilding at the tennis centre. In April of 2013, the indoor centre was reopened after approximately $140,000 worth of repairs. That was followed by the relaying of 12 outdoor courts damaged during the Christchurch earthquakes. They're now looking at relaying further outdoor courts, and with the Ngāpunawai Sports Hub still in the planning process, Tennis Canterbury are looking to control their own destiny at Wilding Park.
We may need Ngāpunawai as well if we can continue to grow the sport as well as we are. But at this stage, Wilding's progressing along well. We've got growth in the sport, both in membership numbers and participation numbers. and we're travelling pretty well.
Wilding Park's future took a leap forward last October, hosting Christchurch's first Davis Cup tie since 1999, when New Zealand defeated Chinese Taipei. After the event's success, Christchurch is now looking good for future ties.
We're just waiting for confirmation of a new agreement with Tennis New Zealand that Auckland will host summer ties of the Davis Cup and that Christchurch would become the winter base for Davis Cup ties. So that's great news for us. That means that regardless of the result in March against China, we will host an event here in July. And the event against Chinese Taipei was really put together in a big rush. I only had 5 or 6 weeks to prepare for it, so having a little bit more time to prepare, and I think we could probably double the number of people that we had here, and that will be great for the city.
More international artists coming to Christchurch, and this time it's Belfast's turn. Emma Cropper explains.
In 2005, it was suspended off the Sydney Harbour Bridge on New Year's Eve. A decade later, this colossal sculpture plans to make its home in Christchurch. At 24 metres high and weighing in at 25 tonnes, it will be one of New Zealand's largest public art pieces.
You're not going to have to get out of your car even if you don't want to. You're just going to be seeing this.
When you make these big public art works and there's a lot of energy and a lot of work goes into them and they're only up for 3 weeks, it's kind of sad. So the fact that it has an ongoing life is an absolute treat, and the fact that it's near my hometown is even better.
360 reflective pinwheels will bring the large sphere to life where it's positioned at the gateway to Christchurch. Fanfare sculptor Neil Dawson believes it may take commuters time to understand its beauty.
And it may only happen in a flash of a second as you drive past, but if you're doing that every day, you accumulate a relationship with it, and that's why I love public art, because it's an ongoing relationship, and it's got as much to do with the observer as it has got to do with the artwork.
Today's sod turning marks the installation of the larger-than-life structure that's expected to take up to 4 months to complete. But this colossal artwork comes with a hefty price tag of $3.3 million, and Scape Public Art still needs $47,000 to bring fanfare to Christchurch.
But the fact that they've actually managed to do this and that it's been such a long time in the making, I think is just part of what's going on in Christchurch, that people are making incredible things happen all over the place.
Our aim is to get to that target by May, when we will be announcing the date for the dedication of the sculpture and the completion.
The structure will be a symbol of the city's progress following the earthquake.
I think for all of Canterbury it's going to be a symbol of Christchurch rising from the ashes, if you like, and it's a real great statement. It'll be a really great gateway for Christchurch.
It really does signal that the city is going ahead with a rebuild, and that arts are going to be an important part of the rebuild.
By winter, this large sculpture will be completed and lighting up the northern motorway. Emma Cropper, CTV News.
Very nice. Well, still to come, some good news for New Brighton residents.
Al Jazeera News, international news right off the satellite, bringing you up-to-the-minute coverage of world events. Al Jazeera News, weekday mornings at 6 o'clock, right here on CTV.
At NCRE, there is no job too big or too tough. We can take care of all your air conditioning, heating and electrical needs. NCRE, we'll get you sorted.
Give the clowns the kick and get the professionals in. If you're just having repairs done, A1 Movers has the option of self-storage on your property, so you can keep all your items within arm's reach. A1 Movers can also carefully handle and wrap your items, ensuring they have a safe journey. But if you can't move into your new home straight away, they can store your items in their secure storage facility. With so many options and a satisfaction guarantee, A1 Movers is your careful, caring moving company.
Undergone home renovations? Looking for that special something to complete a room? Look no further than the Hitching Post. Their extensive range ensures you can find that special something. From plasma cut metalwork, to candles, artwork, weather vanes, or even a customised gate. So come on down to the Hitching Post. 722 Marshland Road.
Jumpstart your career in the primary industries at Aoraki Polytechnic. Qualify with a New Zealand diploma in agribusiness management. Study on your farm, for your farm on a project-based method. Aoraki also offers Level 2 and 3 agriculture, Level 3 horticulture and epiculture for those interested in the beekeeping industry. So enrol today and get hands-on experience at Aoraki.
Join Graham Sinclair and the team at Gone Fishing as they bring you great stories, fishing tips and beautiful scenery. Gone Fishing, Friday night at 8:30, right here on CTV.
Welcome back to CTV News. A New Brighton mother is searching for two men who saved her son's life when he was caught in rough surf at the weekend.
It was supposed to be another relaxing Sunday evening at South New Brighton Beach, but as a post on the Republic of New Brighton Facebook page outlines, the day quickly turned to horror when Michelle Timothy's 10-year-old son was caught in a rip. He was swimming in knee-deep water with his friend when the trouble struck. The pair were swept sideways before a rip sucked them out. Her son's friend was saved, but his son was pulled out of sight. Two men came to the rescue. They found her son just past the breakers. They reportedly told her he was sinking when they found him. Now Michelle Timothy is searching to find the men who saved her son's life. She recalls their names, Jamie and Steve. One was Pakeha, the other Māori. She says she has the two men to thank for her son being alive today and would love to thank them properly. She believes they deserve an award for their bravery and help. If you know who these two men are, please contact CTV on 377 7277 or email news@ctv.co.nz.
St John is back in business in New Brighton following the rebuild of its training and community hall, and our reporter Jared McCulloch takes a look inside.
St John to the rescue, restoring one of its own facilities out in the eastern suburbs. This New Brighton Hall, located in the Rawiti domain, has just been through a complete transformation, costing $165,000 to repair and refurbish a new venue for the emergency service.
It was used a couple of times a week for our youth division and some of our extended training. The ability with the upgrade is it's going to be used extensively more from that for both St John, our young people, our first aid training for the public courses, and also some of our ambulance training.
The main purpose of the hall was to accommodate the New Brighton Youth Division, first established back in the 30s. The building was put up by volunteers in the 1950s, a venue for training until the February 2011 quake. Graham has worked with St John for more than 35 years and says it's been a tough few years for the emergency organisation.
Of the 7 buildings St John had in Christchurch, 6 were damaged to the point we couldn't use them, so we've had quite a bit of thinking to do, and priority will be getting our ambulance operations up and running. With this building here, we sat on it for a couple of years to work out what was required.
And not only has St John rescued the building for its own use, the facility will now be an asset to the community.
We did a lot of work with the local community organisations to find out what was needed, what was going to be rebuilt, what wasn't sure about. So we made the decision that it really stacked up, that one, we needed it for our own purposes, and there's also a huge community need that would be filled as well, so it was fantastic.
St John worked alongside the Christchurch City Council, who gave a $100,000 grant from the Merrill Earthquake Relief Fund. The remaining $65,000 came from community donations. It was then Steve's job to get the project underway.
We then got a builder and got some quotes along the lines of what the engineering assessment said we needed to do, and once we had that, then we got cracking on the project.
18 months later, this is the finished product. It's out with the old and in with the new, the place being decked out with all the necessary features, with a brand new kitchen, bathrooms and working spaces.
A good heating, cooling system. It's got a full audio-visual setup with AV projector and speakers and things like that, tables, chairs, so we can accommodate probably 50 to 60 people in here for a meeting or a seminar.
The building is now up to earthquake code, and the eastern suburbs are welcome to use the facility, celebrating a new beginning for the community. The training centre will officially open next week. Jared McCulloch, CTV News.
So did you search online to see photos of that frisky couple that made global headlines? Well, debate continues online and some are giving the couple a bit of slack considering their jobs are on the line. Marcus Gibbs asked residents what they think.
This couple didn't realise it at the time, but their moment of passion soon became a very public act when patrons at the Carlton Hotel received an hour-long love-making show. But should the 50 or so people who were reported to have filmed and photographed the couple have done so? Should this very personal act have gone public in such a big way? What do Cantabrians think about the people who took the photos and video in the first place?
Oh, look, to be perfectly honest, I think some people need to get a life. There's a lot more bigger things going on in this world. Leave people alone and let them get on with it.
Yeah, I would have turned a blind eye and gone there and looked the other way, kind of, yeah.
No, they should mind their business, eh? I think they should just be in their place and not be taking pictures of other people. I just don't think that's cool either.
Shame on them.
Yeah, they shouldn't have been doing it in the first place, that couple, but I don't think it's right to take photos. No, definitely not.
Yeah, it's probably not a great thing to do, but if you're going to be doing it at a window, it's probably to be expected.
I think it's despicable, actually. I think, it's people's private lives, leave them alone.
The people have been stupid, doing what they're doing, but do you all have to watch if you've not got something in your life?
Yeah, it's up to them if they share it or not.
Yeah, and what do you think about them sharing it then?
Probably not a good idea.
The couple made headlines in the UK and Australia. These pictures are going viral. But is it doing more harm than good? You be the judge. Marcus Gibbs, CTV News.
Well, it's time to ditch your normal mode of transport, dust off your bike and start exploring the great outdoors again. This month is Bikewise Month and Canterburyans are being encouraged to jump on their bikes. Bikewise is a national cycling program run by the NZTA that promotes cycling as fun, healthy and a safe way to travel while encouraging all road users to share the road safely. And last year, some extraordinary numbers, 80,000 Kiwis took part in Bikewise Month in around 850 events. Hundreds of cycling relating events will take place around this country. Including big bike tune-ups where mechanics conduct free bicycle maintenance and safety checks, and the National Go By Bike Day on the 11th of February, where those taking part can grab a free breakfast. All the information is on the NZTA website. And still to come, your region's weather.
Arts 21 showcases the vast creative talent and minds that are making a name for themselves in Europe and beyond. Think outside the square with Arts 21.
Blackwells has a proud history presenting leading vehicle brands, extensive backup and service for a total one-stop driving experience. Holden, Mazda and HSV new and used vehicle sales, servicing, parts, paint and panel, Isuzu truck sales and service, all together in one convenient location. More selection, more value, more quality and more reasons to make Blackwells your #1 choice. Visit Blackwells today, corner Waterloo Racecourse Road, Sockburn or online at blackwells.co.nz.
Action Removals, offering short or long-term storage facilities, full packing services, comprehensive rates, all fully insured and with 6 vehicle sizes to choose from. Earthquake repairs? Action Removals pack, move, store and return your valuable possessions stress-free. Action Removals, a family business that has been operating in Christchurch for over 10 years. Action Removals, your one-stop removal service on time, every time. 0800 222 526.
With so many car fans in the region, Canterbury Christian Funeral Services have been asked very often if they had an enthusiast hearse. So, they bought one. The Ford Galaxy is a custom-built hearse for those who want their last journey to be a memorable one. Complete with racing motor and exhausts, the vehicle certainly stands out, and if you want to go out in something that's very different, or you want your loved one to have their last journey very special, contact the team at Canterbury Christian Funeral Services.
敬请收看 CTV Freeview 40频道首档华语原创系列电视节目 Chinese in Canterbury. Join us in watching Chinese in Canterbury on CTV.
Welcome back to CTV News. Well, the Ashburton Mayor's taste in art is being questioned after he attempted to install temporary art in the new local gallery, but the Heritage Centre rejected the work, saying it wasn't good enough.
The ongoing saga of Ashburton's yet-to-be-opened art gallery and heritage centre has taken another turn. While it awaits a replacement air conditioning part, the top half of the building will remain closed after its official opening on the 14th of February. Ashburton Mayor Angus Mackay's recommendation that council art could be displayed in the area until the part arrived was rejected by the Art Gallery Board this week. For insurance purposes, the gallery's art pieces can't be permanently relocated into the upper floor until it is fully climate controlled. But Mayor Mackay says there are many pieces hanging in council chambers and in storage, which could be temporarily placed on the floor, none of them requiring climate control. The $9 million building has been plagued by cost blowouts and opening delays since its inception nearly 10 years ago. Attorney General Christopher Finlayson will officially open the building later this month.
Well, some better news now. Following the success of last year's Lost in Space exhibition, organisers are putting it on again, but this time they're saying it's bigger and better, celebrating Sydenham's growing post-quake community and what it actually offers.
It's a bit quirky. It features a 9-foot robot and it's all on display at a busy shopping mall in Christchurch. This exhibition is part of many creative pieces on display at the Colombo Shopping Centre named Lost in Space.
A one-night-only extravaganza that's taken to the streets of Sydenham. We're bringing art, music, food, markets and all sorts of other things to Sydenham, and we're working with existing businesses just to really benefit the community.
Audrey has been busy organising the retro sci-fi event, the first of 3 being held this year in Sydenham, following the success of the inaugural event last year.
We had our first event in October last year, and that was a Hollywood theme. That one was amazing, like it was a huge success, and I think it really blew everyone's expectations.
The previous event drew in around 6,000 people, and the organisers hope to see it grow this year. The idea is designed to bring the community of all ages together and is all in walking distance around the Sydenham area. It's cost around $25,000 to put together, thanks to the Christchurch City Council and other community organisations. And Audrey says it's all about giving back.
If you're a Star Wars fan, there will be stormtroopers and they will be marching through Sydenham collecting money for the Christchurch City mission. So we're really looking at supporting the communities within the community.
And just around the corner is another exhibit. You may think of laundry as being a household chore, but for these organisers it's a real thrill. It's still in the preparation stage, but the exhibit Dirty Laundry is another show on display this week as part of the first Thursday's Christchurch Expo. Around 130 pieces of artwork from here and around the country will be pegged up on these lines, not to dry out, but to be enjoyed by locals. The whole event has been 3 months in the making, and Audrey is looking forward to it.
We've had a lot more publicity and a lot more of the businesses are getting on board because they saw the success of the first one and they've realised that it's all going to benefit the community and it's really fun to be part of.
The event takes off this Thursday night. Jared McCulloch, CTV News.
Well, to those terrible dry conditions now, and farmers facing that dry weather are being offered a helping hand by Environment Canterbury. The organisation says it is crucial that farmers have access to water they need for stock, while at the same time recognising the rules and potential environmental impacts. ECAN says farmers need access to stock water, but it's subject to, of course, resource consent conditions, and the organisation will carefully consider those on individual case-by-case basis, if you like. The current situation in mind is getting pretty dire, but there's been no drought declared by the government at this stage. But if you need information, ECAN is advising any farmers to get in contact with them as soon as possible. And now it's time for the region's weather.
Good evening, Canterbury. Taking a look at your weather. Timaru, a warm day for you, 17. Temuka and Geraldine, slightly warmer, 18 degrees. Ashburton, you were sitting on 18 today. Methven 19 degrees. Rakai 18 for you. Darfield, it was a nice day for you today on 19. Leeston and Rolleston slightly cooler on 18 degrees. Lincoln and Christchurch, you shared a warm 18 degrees. Over in Akaroa now, you were sitting comfortably on 19 today. Further north, Kaiapoi, Rangiora and Amberley, it was a mild day for you, sharing a high of 18 degrees. Culverden, Hamner Springs and Cheviot, you took the region's hottest temperature today, hitting the big 20, 20 degrees. And at the top of the region, Kaikoura, 19 for you. Let's take a look at tomorrow's weather now. It'll be a fine Wednesday ahead for you, Timaru, but there will be some strong northwesterly winds during the day. Tonight's low 9, tomorrow's high 24. Ashburton tomorrow, a fine day for you with increasing high cloud throughout the day and strong gusty northwesterly winds are expected. Your low tonight is 9, tomorrow's high 24. Looking at Christchurch tomorrow, expect strong winds in the morning, but they'll start to disappear by the afternoon. It'll be fine with sunny periods throughout the day and some high cloud. Tomorrow's low is 9. Your high for tomorrow is set for 24 degrees. Further north, Kaikoura, a fine looking Wednesday for you, but there will be some strong northwesterly winds during the day. A low of 9 tonight, 24 is your high. Looking at the other areas around the region, Temuka and Geraldine tomorrow, it'll be fine in the morning with some cloud expected by the afternoon, 24 your high. Methven and Rakai, similar picture for you actually, fine at first and then some cloud later on, you'll reach 24 tomorrow. Darfield, Leeston, Rolleston and Lincoln, you'll all have similar plans tomorrow. It'll be fine in the morning, cloud in the afternoon, all sharing 24 degrees. Over in Akaroa now, it'll be fine for you with some cloud here and there as the day goes on, 24 degrees. Further north tomorrow, Kaiapoi, Rangiora and Amberley, you're expected to take the high tomorrow with a warm 25 degrees. Culverden, Hamner Springs and Cheviot, fine for you with some cloud hanging around tomorrow in the afternoon. Your high is 24 tomorrow. Looking ahead for Canterbury now, it's set to become fine and sunny on Thursday with northeasterly winds developing, but for Waitangi Day it'll be cloudy with some brief light showers likely as the colder southwesterly winds turn up, becoming strong and gusty during the afternoon. To the weekend now, Saturday the cloud will clear with sunny periods increasing and cool southwesterlies dying out, changing to northeasterlies later on in the day. And as for Sunday, it'll be mostly fine and sunny with northeasterly winds expected. There'll be cloud increasing and a few showers possible for Monday with cooler southwesterlies expected for the beginning of the working week. And that is your weather for Tuesday.
Thanks, Jared. Recapping tonight's top story, would you pay for water to help the council out? Well, that was today's debate. Back on the table again, and it has the backing of the Christchurch City Mayor, Leanne Dalzell, and the Deputy Mayor as well. And that is our news for this Tuesday. Have a safe and happy evening. We'll see you tomorrow.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.